So moving through, we're going to go through midline stabilization. Now what's important about midline stabilization is it's going to keep our back safe and strong throughout our movements. We just standing upright, vertically walking up, resisting the forces of gravity that pull us down, we're going to be always in some degree midline stable. We do it subconsciously, and it's just something that we're going to develop into a better habit to keep our back safe as we move and as we start to get introduced to weightlifting or lifting objects, etc. Like I said, it's something we normally do, but we're going to really ingrain that pattern, if you will, and we're going to set up for success. So we're going to do midline stable today from our lifting stance. Now, lifting stance, we're going to be hands on the hips, move your heels under your hips. All right, cool. So from here, guys, we're going to think about ripping the floor apart with our feet. Now, I'm going to stick our feet down solid to the floor, and they're stuck to the floor. While their feet are stuck to the floor, we're going to try to rip that floor apart, fanning our toes outward. And as we do that, it should start to set the hips forward for us, okay? So checking that butt. So as we do that, we want to also think about ripping that floor apart. As we do that, we should be able to squeeze a pencil between our butt cheeks. Sounds funny, best way I can explain it though. After that, the glutes are engaged, we're going to take a big belly breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to squeeze that belly button to your spine and hold that butt, the glutes turned on, and now we have the abs turned on. Okay, we're going to take our shoulders up, back, and down, and we're going to set them there, and our head's going to remain neutral. This is what we call midline stabilization. So tall like a soldier would be one reference to refer to as, or tall like a superhero for our young athletes. Very important to stay midline stable. It's going to keep our lower back safe as we move. So as we move and as we lift weight, Carson's just going to reach down for a deadlift here. We're going to learn to keep this position intact. Now, your glutes are going to come unengaged to some degree as we start to close off that hip angle, as we push the hips back and away, but we still want to remain having some degree of tension in that glute region, so have those butt muscles turned on. As we move, as we press overhead, it's still our responsibility to keep those ribs in check as we move through, once again, to keep our back safe. Thank you. That was midline stabilization. Thanks, Carson.